people like to see celebrities in normal situations, and really they are normal people. I just talk to them as, you know, the way I talk to you. Not really, I don't think they're that interesting. Next question.
It's kind of like a new mode of working that I've discovered for myself. There are digital elements, there's pencil, there's ink, there's paint, spray paint, a little bit of everything. I just finished this piece. We actually showed it at a gallery in Barcelona for the Glorious XX Dyes show. I'm going to do multiple colorways. You know, it's a little Warhol inspired, but it's also based on like pop culture, sneaker culture. Everybody's basically doing different incarnations of the same thing. And I thought there was something weird about, you know, the connection between that kind of thing as it applies to a product, but then also that as it applies to a celebrity personality. This one's called Oyakodon. Oyakodon means mother and child. Incidentally, oyakodon is a Japanese dish, basically rice and chicken and egg. I thought it's also funny because it's something you consume, which is appropriate. Remember this piece from the first show called Icon? It's made up of thousands of dollar signs that I basically placed by hand and computer. I'm gonna do a second one. That was like the birth version, and this is what happens afterwards. I just threw some of these different things on there, just basically scribbling stuff, and I'm gonna do this in a crink marker where it drips a lot, and probably do some of that up at the top. Just drip paint all over it. It's kind of like the public's reaction to this character at this point.
The kick is almost prehistoric. You go out, you hunt the mammoth, you get mammoth sandwiches at the end of the week. If you don't have any game, you starve. You go out and you take a nice photograph of Tom Cruise on the motorbike with Katie Holmes, and you get Tom Cruise sandwiches at the end of the week.
Right now we're on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. We're going down to a tour of the stars' homes. So all those poor celebrities that are sitting at their house and a bus rolls up in the morning when they're having their breakfast, and the people lean out of the bus taking pictures. That's what we're gonna do today.
It's like an unwritten, unspoken agreement that one makes when they become famous, whether by choice or not. And you can't say, no, I want out of the agreement now. It doesn't work that way. The agreement's been made.
The Michael Jackson memorial service happens to be happening this morning as well, so like that's going on as we speak, and hopefully people will be talking about Michael Jackson today, because I wonder if you're like a tourist in Los Angeles on a tour bus, I wonder what you think about the whole thing, you know?
Honestly, I think that there's a shifting definition of what is public and what is private space for everyone, not just celebrities. The internet, blogs, MySpace, no one has the reasonable expectation of being able to walk down the street and not have what they're doing be noticed by someone.
Now, for those that are visiting Los Angeles for the first time, be a little nosy, be a little extra nosy. You never know who you might see driving around in the sports cars or sport utility vehicles. So let's go check out some houses. They're famous because famous people live in them, or maybe died there. Everyone, if you look straight up to the right, you'll see a stone house trimmed in white with the American flag flying. That is indeed the rooftop to Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, Baby Sari, and of course Isabella and Connor. Everyone, coming up to the right is Miss Jennifer Aniston's home. This is the home of Miss Christina Aguilera. There's J-Lo. Everyone, Jennifer Lopez is leaving her house. Wait! That was her in the front seat. This is Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony's estate. Hello, did you see her? For those that have never heard of the Playboy Mansion, this is the home of Hugh Hefner, who moved here in 1971. On the right-hand side, the address is 915 Foothill. This was the former home of Frank Sinatra. Oh, blue eyes, everyone. Frank Sinatra actually died in this home. To the right is a famous hotel. It's called the Chateau Marmont. This is where John Belushi died of a drug overdose. We're going to turn right on Whittier Drive. Now, this is going to take us out of Beverly Hills. This is the corner of the front entrance of the home that Michael Jackson lived in for 6 months. As tour guides, I got to drive by at least 3 times a day. I have to tell you, this weekend there was hundreds of fans here. Couldn't even go through the street. And you'll see here where there's flowers, balloons. It was not uncommon for us to see paparazzi parked to the right, but here to the left is the front entrance where Michael Jackson lived.
The Glorious Excess Dies show has leading up to the death and like then a post-death section. So the first part is like a giddy self-destruction, and then there's the euphoric aftermath. So the stuff leading to his demise is more colorful like this. Then the stuff afterwards is more like earth tones and kind of muted. This one is called Euphoria. It's kind of the end of his being.
Open the LA Times and you're going to see either a starving child or a crying widow. Now, did that woman whose husband got killed in a car bomb in Iraq, let's say, did she want to be splashed across the pages of newspapers in the United States? Or what about that starving kid? Does he want to be splashed across looking unhuman? Does he want that?
Can she give me a picture?
No, she can't.
Okay, I can't leave her alone.
Yeah, I'll call the cops.
Thanks. You want to use my phone?
On a red carpet, Mira Sorvino decides, what do I look like? Am I with my kid or my husband or neither? It's her choice how she's going to be presented. When she's on the street and there's a paparazzi photographer, that choice is eliminated.
Guys, to your right! To your right! To your right! I guess not.
Mr. and Mrs. Hello, darling.
Isabel, show us the front! Isabel, right there! Right there!
The worst kept secret in Hollywood. Wow. You know, I actually
It's going really well.
You got it?
I want to travel all over the world. I have a huge list of
I don't know how the fuck I got into this. I mean, I don't mind it now. It's my job, but I thought they were scumbags, to be honest with you. And I told myself I'll never be a paparazzi. That's the last thing I'll ever be. But it's just kind of something tangible and easy and kind of fun, so I think that's probably why I got into it. They are scumbags. They're jerk-offs for the most part. They're rude, mean, but you know, you gotta make your money somehow.
I mean, I was the one that was in the Starline van in front of Michael's house. The ambulance
So
came.
people were going crazy.
Well, not people, the paparazzi. And they took off and they didn't even stop at the stop signs, things like that. And so we moved out of the way. Well, unfortunately, we didn't know who was in the ambulance. I mean, of course. But we saw the paparazzi and somebody on my tour, I guess, saw their video. 2 hours of his death, the company was being called by TMZ saying, we have a copy of the video, we want to talk to the driver. And if you look at the video, it'll show you that the first thing I said, let's get out of the way of the paparazzi. And they speed off. They almost hit my back end of my vehicle.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna get run over. Okay, we have to get out of the way. Paparazzi is gonna run us over. We have to get out of the way, because we will. You've seen it. You saw it with Princess Di. I get out of the way.
I've always been a fan. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, he's been in my life my entire life, so I am a fan of Michael Jackson. The only time I felt that way, I can say, is when Princess Di died.
Oh, really?
I never met her. I never hung out with her, but I was devastated at her loss.
Really?
You know, I was, and I remember it was a Sunday. I sat in front of the TV all day in my pajamas and cried.
Why was that?
I don't know, to me she was beautiful, and I mean to a little girl she's a princess. To us maybe it was a little bit of a fantasy, you know, the fairy tale. And for her to be gone, I was sad, very sad.
A lot of the people who were most vocal about how awful those photographers were to be chasing her were exactly the same people whose obsession with her had been fueled by similar photographs, and who had bought magazines with pictures of her in them time and time and time again. So it is a very complex relationship. The celebrities themselves, who are the subject matter of the material, they will tell you what awful people these are, but they will also use them whenever it's convenient for them and whenever they think that they can be of use.
We follow
them generally from one place to another. So if they're coming out of dinner, we catch them coming out of dinner, and normally it's about a 30-minute walk wherever they're going to mall.
I'm flattered that people care that much about me that they must get that picture.
Just because people have money means it's okay to say false things about them, to tear them down?
It's not okay to say false things about anyone.
Well, you should check your website then. That is just a terrible thing, though, isn't it? I mean,
is it really? I mean, I think it's great that we're not putting people up on a pedestal and worshiping them anymore. I think it's good that people are acknowledging that celebrities are real people.
Rocks at them, though. I mean, it seems to me that
aren't they kind of protected by piles of money from those rocks?
No, not. And by the way, not all celebrities are wealthy. I mean, you know that. Is it ever gonna be enough?
God forgive her, what she about to do is support